Out on the far edge of Albuquerque, the desert keeps its own secrets. A place where streetlights fade into blackness, where the wind moves like a living thing, and where the silence at night feels wrong, like something is listening. For years, this stretch of empty land was just another forgotten corner of New Mexico, a wasteland of dirt, scrub brush, and shifting sand. But beneath that sand, something waited. Something placed there carefully, quietly, one victim at a time. It wasn't until the desert itself began to erode, until bones started pushing their way back to the surface, that anyone realized what had been happening in the dark. 11 women, one burial ground, and a killer who walked away without a trace. Welcome to the West Mesa. On a quiet February afternoon in 2009, a woman walking her dog on the edge of Albuquerque stopped dead in her tracks, because lying in the sand was a human bone. What investigators uncovered over the next few weeks was a graveyard, 11 victims, one killer, and to this day, no answer. This is the case of the West Mesa Bone Collector. The West Mesa sits on the far western edge of Albuquerque, New Mexico, empty, dry, silent. A barren stretch of desert where the wind erases footprints in minutes, and where a killer hid his victims for years. On February 2, 2009, police began digging where the bone was found. What they unearthed shocked even veteran detectives. One grave, then another, and another. By the end, 11 women, buried in shallow pits beneath the desert sand. Most were young, most were vulnerable, and many had been missing for years before they were found. These are the victims. Michelle Valdez, 22 years old, 4 months pregnant. Jamie Barella, only 15. Monica Candelaria, 21. Evelyn Salazar, 27. Virginia Cloven, 23. And others whose identities remain uncertain. They were daughters, sisters, friends, and every one of them deserved justice. The burial site stretched across nearly 100 acres of desert scrub. A perfect dumping ground, isolated, unlit, unpatrolled. At the time the murders were happening, the land was completely undeveloped. No cameras, no houses, no witnesses. Investigators believe the killer abducted the victims, murdered them elsewhere, and transported their bodies to the mesa under cover of darkness. The pattern suggests someone organized, methodical, confident, someone who knew the land well, and who was certain nobody would find these graves. The first major suspect was a man named Lorenzo Montoya. He lived less than half a mile from the burial site. Neighbors reported seeing him bring sex workers to his home, and violence wasn't uncommon. In 2006, before the graves were discovered, Montoya was shot and killed by the boyfriend of a woman he was attacking. After he died, the murders on the mesa stopped, but nothing definitively connected him to all 11 victims. Another suspect was Joseph Blea. He was known to cruise the East Central Corridor, where many of the victims lived. Police found women's underwear in his home, though his family claimed they came from past relationships. He worked construction near the mesa. He had opportunity. But again, nothing placed him directly at the burial site. Some investigators believe the bone collector may not have been one man, but several. Others think a trafficker or an organized group used the mesa to hide bodies, and some believe the killer may still be alive, watching the case from afar. There were no cameras, no eyewitnesses, no fresh tire tracks in the sand. And by the time the remains were found, years of erosion had erased almost all evidence. The bones were the only clues left. Today, a memorial stands at the site, a tribute to the 11 women who vanished, and to the families who never stopped searching. Their names are carved in stone, but their stories remain unfinished. Somewhere in the vast emptiness of the West Mesa, a killer hid his secrets. And unless someone comes forward, those secrets may stay buried forever. The case of the West Mesa Bone Collector remains unresolved. If you want more deep, unsettling mysteries, subscribe for more.